Hi guys, Brenda from Entrepreneurship School. Today I'm doing an interview with our first earmarked entrepreneur, Liam Stander from Company Partners. He's the founder of Company Partners here in Cape Town, and I actually worked here for 3.5 years before I went into my own direction. And I'm really grateful for Liam in my life because he is the guy that taught me Entrepreneurship 101, and I think I rate him as one of the best entrepreneurs I've ever met in my life. So I'm really excited to get very practical in today's interview and just see, and I just want you guys to see that entrepreneurship really isn't about having a great name and having millions in the bank, but you can actually be a great entrepreneur and you can be a good business person if you can just do the principles right and build with what you have. So Liam, quickly introduce yourself to our viewers, and in a nutshell, what is your business all about?
Sure, okay, so yeah, I'm Liam Stander. I've come from a farm town. I studied entrepreneurship and marketing in university, and right in university we started with the first business where we actually had to do a marketing plan, a business plan once in one of our entrepreneurship classes, and we said, hey, let's do some thorough research, because normally you just make stuff up to get the marks, but let's do some thorough research and then say how maybe it works, you never know. And after we did that, we started an ice company in Stellenbosch, which was the most random thing ever, but it worked, and it took off and gave us a stepping stone into the business world. So after that company was sold. After that we had one that miserably failed and taught us a lot of lessons, and then after that we started Company Partners, which has been going for about 6.5 years. And Company Partners is very much focused on the entrepreneur who's starting a company and need compliance. Certain businesses obviously don't really care much for paperwork. They make biscuits from home and they don't need any paperwork. But as soon as you're in certain industries, construction, tenders, security, then you suddenly need a bunch of paperwork, and Company Partners is all about cutting all that red tape, making things as easy and quick as possible for a new entrepreneur to get started.
Great stuff. So just quickly, how did you come up with the idea of Company Partners?
A friend of mine, way back when he did CC registrations for new CCs. Back in the day, if you wanted to start a company, you literally need to complete forms and you need to stand in a queue to actually register your business, and then you had a closed corporation. So he had to do that for a company he started in 2006. He realized it's a massive process, a lot of schlep. He started marketing it online, that he's going to help people, and then from that a business was born where he basically registered CCs for people. And when we met in 2009, 2013, the background I come from, I know that there's a lot more than just the registration part, and it was a schlep for me also to always figure that out. So I said, like, hey, let's take your base, which were already very impressive, what he's built up on that side. Let's take that. I'll drive in more ideas of other type of services, and let's work together to make this a hub of compliance, not necessarily just one registration document.
If I'm correct, that only happened in time that you actually started to work with this idea. How excited were you about the idea when it was first pitched?
Not at all. It sounded incredibly boring.
For an entrepreneur.
You tell an entrepreneur, hey man, let's start this dream of doing people's paperwork, and I nearly crapped my pants. It was a horrible idea. But when we got to a point where we saw past that and we saw the solution that we'll be able to bring if we build a company from it, we were quite excited, and we realized if we can really make this into a company, it's not about us doing the compliance forever, of doing the actual paperwork. It's something that will quickly become another guy's work who likes doing that stuff, and we can focus on building a business.
That's great, good. And also, in terms of the idea originally, the paperwork, how has it evolved in the last 6.5 years from doing the companies versus what it's now?
No, every year there's changes. You've worked with many different government departments that they always try to get better at what they do, and they change legislation as well. When people start finding loopholes or fraud becomes evident in one sphere of compliance, they just change everything. So we literally, this week there's been like 2 or 3 changes in the compliance sector. So it's all about just saying, not what is the how much can I cry about this because I need to change now. It's rather saying, let's keep the purpose the same. The purpose is, how can we sort out the entrepreneur as quickly as possible, and the detail behind that is just something we need to figure out.
Yes,
need to adjust.
Great. Last question. What is the vision of Company Partners going forward?
Very simply, it's to basically triple in size where we're at now, and become stronger and wiser in sorting out a small business. We've come a long way in helping people with the basic compliance, but we do know that there is easier and better approaches even that nobody knows about yet, that we will still figure out. So the vision is really to get to the top point of getting a business sorted all in one day for as cheap as possible, and trying to basically do it over the phone without asking them for 1,000 documents and all of that. So yeah, that's where we're working towards.
Great stuff. Guys, I want you to take 2 lessons out of this. The first one is, the idea doesn't have to be spectacular to build a successful business. And the second one is, you rarely end up with what you start out. An idea always forms and takes shape over time. We will see you in the very next video, where we're going to chat about Company Partners' business model.